Morning.
Morning.
Is it me or this meeting in the mornings become a bit quiet?
That's not you. A month ago there were quite a lot of people, but there was a actual topic to discuss. There's nothing on the agenda today.
Yeah. Will you be in Amsterdam?
Yep. Will you?
Yeah, see you there. I got the doc
Nice.
somehow accepted.
I've got 2 this time, which means more preparation.
Yeah, it's always those like you submit like few because like one might get in and he'll get you golden ticket. And you get all of them in and you're like, okay,
Yep.
now I need to prepare like 2 or 3.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
I
not
think it was
bad.
in. Hmm?
It's not bad, but it's just all the
No.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. For KubeCon in Paris, one of my colleagues got 5 talks accepted, most of them on her own, so that was an awful lot of work.
Yeah.
Multicluster runtime seems to be doing okay.
It is. Still need to do something with that experimental package, basically more native
Yeah.
informer support. So that's a big one. We already had a talk with Crow.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, we might want to do that, but we want native primitives. And we have these things missing in kind of native one. It just didn't have time to get back to that.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's a when it's directly related to your day-to-day job, it's easier to find time. When it's just on a side somewhere,
Yeah.
it
It doesn't
always
work.
falls over. But in general, like
Yeah.
runtime, I think it's decent. People finding bugs means they're using it.
Yeah.
I saw Zach created the control planes framework too. That let me find the link.
Yeah, and there was that conversation just the other day where somebody was asking to contribute something, and multi-cluster runtime was already there, it just fit the purpose.
Yeah, this guy. So this Zach was involved in the multi-cluster runtime basically, and he built this guy using this, which is nice. It's very similar to KCP, but with different etcd layer. So different, you get different things based on one another. But if this builds up, this is a very big optimization to anything cluster, like a V-cluster-like architectures.
Yeah.
So he managed to squeeze like 3 megs per control. Okay, he changed now from 0.8 to 3 megs, but basically, yeah, it's like 3 megs per control plane. And
That is insane. Wow.
with a single API server, which is very nice. So, example, if you run something like vCluster type, now instead of running 100 pods, you can run a single one.
Yeah, to manage everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the if this picks up, one of the bigger adoptions in a cluster runtime.
Mm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Oh, hi, Anupam.
Hey, hi, Stephen. Yeah, means I just wanted to join this call to go over that conformance report test that I was working on. Maybe when we go over that, I can talk about it more.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Do you want to share your screen or?
Yeah,
shall I?
okay.
Yeah. I'll just enable sharing for everybody.
Okay,
Right.
just give me a couple of minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
my screen is visible. Okay. Yeah, so this
All right.
was,
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll just change the date on the. All right, no, it is the date's all right. It's the.
Yeah, sorry, I copied it and I forgot
Yeah,
to
that's
edit
fine.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is about how somebody can submit their conformance report for MCS API, and I looked at a couple of projects how that is done. I looked at Gateway API, and I also stumbled upon this Verify Conformance project as well. So based on those two projects, it seems like the general flow is that the contributor runs the test and generates a report, and then under some defined directory, they
Mm-hmm.
upload their test and then they submit their PR. And once the PR is landed, the site building tool, for example, in this case, it is MC-Docs. It builds a dynamic matrix based on the report and then displays it on the website. So that's, I
Mm-hmm.
think, how generally it works. So what I was thinking is maybe we could have a similar flow for MCS API conformance test report submission. So
Yeah.
something like where the contributor submits their report in this defined directory, something like conformance report, and then the version of the MCS version,
Mm-hmm.
then the organization who is submitting the report, and then the report itself, and a README which describes how they generated the report. So these
Yeah.
two files in there, and once the PR is raised, a reviewer will go through the files and see if everything looks correct, and once it lands, we can generally means dynamically generate the metrics table. But one thing I also noticed is that most of the conformance report sites, for example, the way Gateway API does is they take a YAML file instead of a HTML file. The advantage of a YAML file is that it is machine parsable, which means you can do some cool stuff like this one, for example, where an end user can check what are the features an implementation is having, and then they just pick some of the requirement, and then they click on match. It shows what are the organization that supports this feature.
Yeah.
So that means the MCS API conformance test, it's good if the MCS API conformance test also generates YAML, also generates report in YAML format instead of HTML only format. So in that
That's a good
way,
point. Yeah.
we could do something cool like what the gateway API is doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and in future this can be taken forward where an automated bot actually looks at the YAML file, and not only the YAML file, if the contributor also submits a log file, then based on the YAML file and the log file, the CI bot can check whether the report is tamper proof or not, and in that way the MCS website always reports a result which is tamper proof. In that way, that is something like a future design. I am not including that as part of this project.
So in the when we discussed this in the Tuesday call, we reckoned it was probably not worth trying. Well, anything too complicated there, just because in any case, anything that's submitted, because the source code of the conformance test is available, anybody can figure out how to. Well, if we added any sort of elements to the report to try to detect a fake report, it would be visible in the code, and people could work around it if they really wanted to. So, we could probably, I mean, if we trust reporters at first, and it turns out that some people are submitting false reports, then we can revisit the issue. But that would be, reputation-wise, it would be pretty poor for the reporter. So, yeah, it's probably safe enough to just assume good intent. So, is this something that you would like to work on? For let's say adding YAML output, for example.
Yeah, I think I can work on it. I don't think it's too much complicated. I think I can work on it.
All right, yeah, that would be great. And then of course there's the build step to actually build the report. So so in Gateway API, it goes in the main Gateway API repo, and then feeds in the well, there's something that builds the website. So I suppose we could probably do something like that. It would make sense certainly to have the reports alongside the conformance test in the MCS API repo. And then we can build something on the MCS website. Are you familiar with that one? It's multicluster, multicluster.sigs.case.io.
Yeah, I am aware. I actually renamed /guides to /implementation there, so I think I have some bit of idea there.
Right. Okay.
So once we make the conformance report in MCI API generate YAML file, the question becomes, should we make generating YAML file the default option, or should it be like when the user, let's say, passes the parameter generated in YAML only, then it will be in YAML, but by default it will be in HTML file?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I imagine if people are running the conformance tests to get added to the report matrix, the useful default would be YAML.
Mm.
I don't think we could produce both by default.
Okay, yeah, then I have to look at that actually.
Yeah, I don't think Ginkgo allows that.
Yeah, I was thinking more like a flag is passed to the tool, and based on the flag, it generates a YAML or HTML.
Right. Yeah, that would be an option. I'll just check. Or you could have multiple. Yeah, and actually, so we've added a Ginkgo report mechanism to produce the HTML, but Ginkgo can produce a JSON report on its own. Maybe that would just work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anything which is parsable is good enough. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to be.
yeah. That would make it much simpler to implement. So then the missing piece would be this mkdocs, well, something equivalent to the mkdocs build stack.
I think it should be possible
Yeah.
because that's how the gateway API is doing. Maybe if I
Hmm.
look at their code, I would get a better understanding how that is done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, feel free as well to open so we have the issue 138 about the program details, but right, I see I hadn't seen your comments there from the last few days.
Which one is it actually?
Arthur's issue about, let's see, I'll paste it in the chat. The issue that says define MCS API conformance report program details in the SIG-MC website. The one that you linked in the agenda, essentially the first one. Yeah.
Sorry, is it the link that you pasted in the chat?
Yeah. Yeah. The one that you added to the agenda. I was just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that I hadn't noticed your recent discussion with Arthur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so pretty much the same questions. Yeah, because I was going to say, so there's this issue that's tracking the overall effort, but if you want to, you can also open smaller issues for individual pieces of work.
Okay. Yeah, I think the two ones that I can think of is the generation of this machine parsable report from the
Yeah.
tool and the site update.
Yeah.
And also the way a PR gets submitted in that repository, the other one. the SIG multi-cluster site, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 3 issue, I think. Yeah, I can create.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That'd be good. Thanks. Yeah, and I'll add some notes from the call to that issue as well. Right. Yeah. Well, that's great. Thanks for working on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
No, that was all.
All right. Oh, so that's. Yeah, there weren't any other topics today, so well, since it's just you and me, we can probably end it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, have a good rest of the day, and yeah, I'll look forward to further updates on the issues.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, bye.